Okay, so the Victoria's Secret fashion show just happened and I've been absolutely dying to do like an old school Victoria's Secret runway like glam look. So I'm gonna do my very best to attempt that today. My hair's like sitting in these like crappy clips, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, so just looking at all these reference photos, it's basically like super glowy, pinky, shimmery vibes. So to get this like glowy skin, I'm gonna start with just like a bunch of skin prep. The skin in the base is always just like very glowy, dewy, so we're gonna do more of like a dewy base today. So for toner, I'm gonna go in with the Glow Recipe toner. Just basically pat it into the skin. It's just gonna give you like a very hydrated base. And because I'm doing more of a dewy look today, I'm actually gonna skip primer just because I feel like just using like a moisturizer is just gonna like let the products just like sit on the skin and like look glowy. So for my moisturizer slash primer, I'm just gonna go in with this Corsrx like advanced all-in-one cream. It's very like sticky, so hydrating, and it's just sticky. So it's kind of like the moisturizer version of like the Hydro Grip. And then next I'm gonna go with these Glow Recipe like watermelon glow drops. They're like a hue drop. This is in shade Sun Glow. It's just gonna give the base more of like a bronzy glowy look. For Victoria's Secret, like they don't even do like contour. It's just basically all bronzer. And then for brows, I feel like you just do your brows as normal. I have a very defined brow shape. I don't do the like fluffy brows at all. So I'm just gonna use the Anastasia Brow Wiz. Yeah, just try to like define my tails a little bit. That's all I do because I have crazy dark eyebrows, so I don't wanna like do too much and then it looks crazy. Okay, and then we're gonna start the eyes first for funsies. And then for the base for my eyes, I'm going to take the Nars Potted Concealer and just like a flat brush. This concealer is definitely very yellowy and warm, but like I'm gonna go for a very warm look. And I'm just gonna put that all over my lid. And then I'm gonna set this with the Huda Beauty powder. Literally just gonna set the entire lid. Oh, and I forgot to prep my lips. I'm gonna use the Linage sleeping mask. I know I'm not sleeping, but like I feel like I just like to kind of like start my makeup with just like a little bit of something on my lips for later when I do my lips. It just gives it like a nice moisturized base. Then I'm just gonna go in with the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes palette. I just feel like it's a very warm, neutral palette, and like that's what you want. I'm gonna go in with this like kind of warm yellowy shade. It's just like, it's just gonna start you off with like a nice transition shade, and it just kind of like brings warmth. I put it only in the crease and just kind of follow your like brow bone. And I think I'm gonna go in with this guy right here, just very lightly, kind of on the outer half, just to kind of darken it a little bit. You never think of like the Victoria's Secret models as having like heavy eyeshadow, you know, it's very glowy. So I'm not gonna do too much. And I'm actually gonna take this little angular brush. I'm gonna go in with this kind of darker brown color, and I'm literally just gonna apply it almost like an eyeliner, like a cat liner, just to kind of like define this like outer corner. I just want to add like a little bit of depth to your eyes. I feel like it just makes your eyes look bigger, and that kind of is like the Victoria's Secret angel. You're trying to look angelic. And then I'm just gonna pick that first shade I used back up and just go over everything I did just to kind of smooth it out. And the next I'm gonna use kind of a more smaller, dense brush, and I'm gonna go in with that like the lightest color, that white. And then basically my lid, I'm gonna try to make that as bright as possible. And then just to kind of blend it over that little dark area. You can put it a little bit on your brow bone. Okay, so now my eyes are feeling very bronzy, very bright. So what I'm gonna do now is go in with the shimmer. I'm gonna use this TooFaced, it's called like a Quickie Queen. It's basically like a drawn eyeshadow. And I'm just gonna start to where the white was, just really bring it out. And then I'm gonna take that brush that I used the white earlier, and I am just gonna kind of tap it just to kind of blend it out. These are more of like a cream shimmer eyeshadow, and they're so pigmented and easy to use. I love these. I'm probably gonna go in after to like touch up, but like I'm loving the eyes. Okay, so now onto the face. I'm gonna start by taking my Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer to like spot cover. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of go in very lightly and just like let it sit, let it dry down for a second. And then I'm gonna prep my under eyes by using this Huda Beauty color corrector. This is in the shade Cherry Light, so it's kind of like a pinkier look. I'm trying to go for a very bright under eyes, so this is one that's gonna brighten. So I'm just gonna put it under my eyes. And then first I'm gonna just blend out the spot covering. Just like lightly tap it in. The potted concealer for this guy because she needs major coverage. And then I'm gonna blend out these under eye correctors. Oh my god, these make your under eyes look so bright. And because this really helps too, because we're going for a very pinky look today. I'm also conflicted about what to do for blush because I watched an interview with like an actual Victoria's Secret makeup artist, and she said that like, yeah, like while it looks pinky, they actually use red, like a red blush, which I was like, that makes sense because that's like an OG blush color is like red, and also it's like a very underrated blush color. I've been going like more red lately, but like it doesn't look like pinky. I don't know. I also have like a high contrast look because I have like the dark hair. So I was trying to look at like more pictures of like people like Adriana Lima where it's like she's dark hair. And she kind of had a little bit more of the red looks. Like, but I'm like kind of want to do like the pinky. I don't know. Decisions. I'm gonna make a split second decision when we get there. Okay, and then because you want more of like a dewy base, I'm actually gonna go in with the Patrick Ta foundation. I think that this foundation is like more of like a dewy look. It's like so gorgeous and skin-like, but it is full coverage because I do still want full coverage. I'm gonna start with applying it with a brush, so that way I have more control over the product. And then kind of just stipple it in. Like, you see what I mean? Like, it's just like so dewy. Like it's just giving skin. I'm just really gonna pat this in, take it down the neck. This is the Patrick Ta brush and I love it. My hair is like falling. I like never do these rolling. These look stupid, but whatever. You get the vibe. And then those like glow hue drops just kind of like help like also give it those like, that like bronzy look under. Okay, so that is the gorgeous, gorgeous foundation. And then I'm gonna go back in with the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer. And again, I'm just gonna let this sit for a second, like dry down. I feel like this concealer works the best if you like let it just sit for a second. I'm gonna do the babyest contour, like just basically like dotting it. Because there's like no contour in these looks, but like I feel weird not doing it. I'm actually contouring with the Essence foundation stick. These foundation sticks are like $6 and I love them, especially for like the no makeup day. Like just the stick is so easy to just even out your complexion. I'm just gonna kind of buff this out. Yeah, so it's just giving me like a little bit of definition, but like it's not a full bronze look yet. And then I'm gonna go in with the warmer shade. This is actually 201. So I'm just gonna draw these on. Do a little bit of the nose. Blend this out. And I like these too because they're very sheer, so it also still like gives that like skin texture that I'm going for. Okay, now this is kind of satin enough, so I'm gonna take a wet beauty blender and just blend this out. Oh my god, yeah, this covers like so gorgeously and just blends out so good when you just let it sit. Let's make a Botox. I keep like raising my eyebrows and I crease my makeup. And I'm gonna pull it all the way, like to the sides of my nose and then under the eye and then all the way to your temple. Okay, then now I'm gonna do a little bit of bronzing. This is gonna be kind of like a layered bronzing process because I want to be able to blend this into my blush. So that's why I'm gonna do it more of like a buildable way. Oh yeah, we're looking so bronzy. Okay, next I'm gonna go with the Huda Beauty Concealer in shade Royal Icing. This is like one of their like lightest shades. I'm gonna go, basically you just want an even brighter shade for the very corners. So I'm literally just gonna top, like just gonna, I'm not gonna go crazy, just one dot in the corner. Okay, I'm gonna test. I love these like Cloud Crush like blush and like lip things from TooFaced. They're so pigmented. So I'm gonna actually test, let's see. I wanna do this guy. Cloud Crush, like they just seem so bright. But that's so pinky. That's like perfect pinky. That might be what I want. Okay. And they do dry down kind of fast. So I'm actually just gonna start in this corner first. Oh, this might be too bright. I don't know. Ah, no. Ooh, okay, never mind. Never mind. This is perfect. Oh my god, this is perfect. Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, okay, I love. And literally all the way up to the temple. Because you want it to like blend in with your contour and like, or your eyeshadow too. Like sometimes I'll kind of just like tap it in. It's like 2 dots. It's like neon pink when you put it down. And I'm just gonna blend this out. And I am gonna take it like all the way to the apples of the cheeks because it's such a blushy look. You don't want to just be like the snatched like Insta-Baddie look. Like you want it all over the apples of your cheeks, a little bit on your nose, and do a little bit on my forehead. Like you kind of want that pink just like everywhere. Now I'm gonna take my damp beauty blender and I'm gonna like really focus in this concealer like in this inner corner right here. Like I don't want to blend it out the way I did with the other one. Like I'm just really gonna focus it. I'm just like tapping it in this corner because you just really want this bright little corner right here. It just like opens up your eye, and you want to use a beauty blender because you kind of want it to like absorb the product a little bit because you don't want it to be like blinding. Like that just gives like glowy angelic look, you know? Okay, now I'm gonna go back in with the bronzer stick and just kind of like dab it a little bit. And again, just kind of blend it because you just want this like pink and brown to just like be one. Oh my god, this is looking so good. Okay. Okay, and then I'm just gonna baby wipe off my lips. This is the best setting spray on the market. I actually don't even know how to say it. Skindinavia. Sorry, I'm like dyslexic. I'm realizing now that it's pronounced Skindinavia, so ignore every wrong way I pronounce it moving forward. These guys. So basically, quick lesson. The Urban Decay was made by them. Like they're amazing sprays. It will say by Skindinavia. Urban Decay used to be like the best sprays, my favorite. It was because it was this packaged here. Urban Decay recently changed. They're no longer distributing them because they don't have the patent or whatever. So I just buy straight from Skindinavia now. This is the best. I'm actually gonna go in with it's gonna be the bridal finishing spray. Like it oil controls and it's also like good for photography, which is, if I was a Victoria's Secret model, I would need that. And then I'm just gonna set my whole face. Next, I am gonna set my under eyes with the Huda Beauty Powder in shade Cherry Blossom. That's more like the pinky one. So that way it's gonna brighten and then also just like add to that pinkiness on the face and kind of like blend from like the bright eye concealer to the blush. Like it's just gonna kind of give it that seamless look. Okay, so I'm just gonna like pick it up with my little powder puff, and I am gonna press it into the back of my hand a little bit to like give it more of like a pressed powder effect. So really press it into the powder puff. And then I'm just gonna really focus it. Basically where I did like my first concealer pass. Oh my god, okay, so like you see that? Like that's so good. I'm just gonna like lightly go in under my nose into my chin. Now I'm gonna go in with the shade Peach Pie. So I'm gonna go in with very little, like, and I'm basically just gonna I'm just gonna like pat it on. Like I honestly could have used like a brush probably, but I don't like the middle of my forehead and like my nose to be so shiny. So I'm just doing like minimal powder. Like you see what I mean? Like where it's like I just did a little bit right here and just down my nose. Now that I've set, I think I'm actually gonna go in one more time with my blush just to like re-pigment it. Like I'm just doing one dot. Oh my god, it's like so pigmented. There we go. So that way it just like kind of like wakes back up that pink. Oh my god, I like might go back to pink blush. I've been like so in the like red, like warmer tone blushes lately just because I feel like it like complements me a little bit more, but like I love a pink blush. I think I'm gonna use the Patrick Ta highlighter in shade Baby because it's like this pink, and I just feel like the more pink I could add to this, like the more just like Victoria's Secret chic it gives. And I'm gonna go in with the cream actually because I feel like that'll just make it look dewier, and I'm trying to like keep that dewy look. And I'm just gonna pat it along my cheeks and kind of like up around my eyes. And then I actually think I'm gonna do a little bit like on the nose and like above the cupid's bow and probably at like the top of my head. Now I have like that glow back to my skin, you know, but I was still able to like mattify with some of the powder, but like it's like, okay, skin. Okay, we're in the right direction. I'm gonna go back in with this like warm color. And then I'm just gonna brush this under my lash line. It just kind of like adds warmth and like really brings the eyes together and like really opens them up. What you really want is like big eyes, like doe eyes. I kind of feel like is like the Victoria's Secret look. Okay, I'm gonna go in with probably the most insane lip plumping product on the market. Like I have a pretty high pain tolerance. I've like lasered my body from like the neck down essentially, and I don't flinch, like I'm fine. But this product, I swear, like it brings me pain, but like that makes me feel like it's working. It's the TooFaced Lip Injection Lip Liner. I'm gonna use shade Puffy Nude. And basically it's a plumping lip liner. So I don't know if it's just because it's on the outside of your lips or it's a crayon or what, but I swear this shit hurts way more than any other plumping product, but like it works. And I feel like the Victoria's Secret look is very like pouty, plumpy lips. So we're gonna plump. And I'm just gonna line. This is just like a very nude color, which is kind of what I want because I'm not going to do like a very crazy lip, but like, oh my god, I already feel it working. Before I finish my lips, I'm gonna let this sit for a second, just let my lips get like super plumpy. I'm gonna go in with the Tarte Fake Awake eyeliner. It's just basically, it's a nude eyeliner for your waterline. I don't want to use anything black because that's gonna close your eye, and I feel like, again, I'm going for this very like doe-eyed, like big, bright look. This is like the best pencil ever. I used this for my wedding and like, oh, it's just so good. I feel like white sometimes is too bright. You could go with white for this look, but I think just like a tan just is one of those things where it's like you don't see the eyeliner. I feel like with white eyeliners, you see it more. It does brighten your eye, but like you see it, like you're like, okay, you're wearing white. The nude, like it's kind of invisible to the eye, but like it makes such a difference. It just gives this like subtle brightness. Like that just like, boom. My eyes are like watering right now because I can feel the lip plumper working. It's so crazy. I'm just gonna curl my lashes and I'm gonna go ahead and put on my lashes. I'm doing like a very full lash. But I feel like these just like open up my eyes, like, okay, now I'm gonna go back in with this like bright white shade and I'm just gonna like pop it in the inner corner just to like really give that brightness. Actually, I blend it a little below too. I feel like it just, and then I'm also just gonna touch up the shimmer. I'm just gonna kind of like lightly brush it up. I'm actually gonna put a little bit right here on the brow bone. And then I'm just gonna blend out the shimmer a little bit. Okay, do we see my lips and how much they're plumping? Like these are like giving me like the poutiest lips. And then to finish off the eyes, I'm just gonna do my bottom mascara. And then for my lips, I'm just gonna finish it off with like the classic MAC Velvet Teddy lipstick. I feel like it's just like a good universal color. It's not too dark. Now I'm just gonna finish it off with this Huda Beauty like faux filler jelly oil in shade Juicy Pink Lady. It's just like a very sheer pinky gloss. These are just great lip oils. Oh my god, yeah. Yeah. I might kind of clean up my lips a little bit with this Makeup by Mario lip liner in shade Lauren. Just to kind of. Okay, and then I think one last time I'm gonna go in with the highlighter. Same thing, just still the cream. And I think I'm just gonna like give it like one more pass. Like I feel like you can't have too much highlighter for this look, like weirdly. Like, I think I did it. Low key, guys. Okay. This is really cute. I could go in a little bronzier, but I think this works. But yeah, okay, I think I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. I think I'm giving Victoria's Secret Runway Glam. Let's see. Ow, I'm not good at seeing. I don't have a mirror, so I'm just kind of feeling. I like just blew my hair out with a round brush. And then I try to like pin these up. I feel like this might have been a mistake. We will see. Okay, I feel like this is giving me big hair realness. Okay, here's the final look. I think I nailed it the best I could personally. Maybe next time if I try this again, I'll try it with like the red blush look because I know that that's like the authentic color. But like honestly, I think this is giving like pink, glowy, bronzy, Victoria's Secret cutesy. I think I love it. I know I use like 20 million things. I'm gonna put in the description literally every single product I use and like the shade and all that stuff. I think that's it, guys. I don't know how to end YouTube videos anymore. It's been a long time since I've done this. But yeah, I think that's it. That's the final look. Thank you guys so much for watching. Love you, besties.